Well, hey everybody, welcome back, and thank you again for all of the kind comments and words of support about the two trading competitions I won late last week, and for all of you that were emailing asking when Rob was doing the class on the different trades and the strategies. It's coming, I promise you. This week, as you can imagine, after being gone for 9 or 10 days, it was a big catch-up week, and there were some brokerage firms that want to integrate with our platform, and just a host of different companies that want to do different things. So trying to have some of the meetings there, focus on my own trading and catching up with people I hadn't seen, and the kids had some special events at school getting ready for the end of the year. So thank you for your inquiries and your excitement. Just bear with me a little bit longer. In the meantime, let's actually focus on what was important here with the markets here. We were kind of focusing on the fact that we had shared with you the key areas that we needed to break, if you recall, in some of our previous training, in the last training video that I did for you here. For instance, you'll recall a key thing that we were looking at was right up here. I told you what we want to do is we want to, well, I'm a left-handed guy using a right-handed mouse. So we went ahead and we were looking for us to get up, push back, and take back off. Instead, all it did had a quick pop up there, trapping in retail traders in an overnight session, and then came right back off. Put that in perspective here. Here was the SPY during that same time, and you'll see what happened over here. This market, SPY didn't even get through that level, let alone making it support. Okay, that's why I like to look at the multiple markets there to see if we have the congruency and a lot of markets looking at doing the same thing here. So otherwise it just becomes a retail trader trap. So that's why I told you in the last video, I want to see us get up through this level. I want to pull back and then start to take back off. That did not happen. It rolled right back down. We had overbought levels here. We also had, like on the ITP indicators, the fast trigger. This whole time, while this was making a higher high, it was going down over here. In fact, you recall that the ITP indicators have saved my bacon plenty of times where we have just that. You'll get a spike up and it's like, ooh, breakout, I want to jump into that. But the underlying indications here were, no, not excited about this. And then the market ends up kind of going back to meet the indicators. So good example of how the ITP, right there again, focusing on that. So what this really did was kind of brought us back. It's like deja vu to last Friday, where the daily chart was in an uptrend, the hourly chart was in a downtrend. Boy, that's one of the trading competitions that I was doing there. Actually, both Thursday and Friday of last week at the Champions Cup and the Top of the Top Duels, both days basically had that last week. So deja vu. So the exciting part about this is, one of the things I like to do in a situation like this is, if we got the hourly and the 5 and the 1 or 2 minute charts going down and we're below the daily speed lines, but we got room to get back up to the rising support, I can look for short-term shorts. It's not the most optimal trade, but it's a good trade. It's just not the most optimal. Obviously, the most optimal is having the daily, the hourly, the 5 and the 1 or 2 in the same direction. In this case, we had the daily, or the hourly, the 5 and the 1 minute here, and we were breaking down below speed. So there's some short-term short opportunities this morning. And then on the same side, if you've got a daily chart that's up and your smaller time frames 1 and 2 are going up with the daily, then we could sometimes look to, if we get back above the speed lines here, and like in this case, we are making a positive divergence here with the ITP indicators, making a lower high on the ITP indicators, but a lower low on the price. Price will usually start to come back to meet. So one of the things we can do is, we got the daily chart up and the 5 and the 1 or 2 minute up. We can actually look to get long for a short-term long between those speed lines and then the falling resistance right in here. So those are the kind of things I look for, like in a trading competition or day-to-day, a little slightly more aggressive trading than like the most optimal ones we talked about. But that gives me opportunities even when there's not a congruence in what we call mom and dad fighting. I'll let you decide who mom is and who dad is, but the bottom line is the kids run away when that's going on, right? And so and that happened certainly this morning with the whipsaw, as we saw. Okay. So as we go into next week now, we now have a new layer of resistance here. And so that IRB up there, that institutional retracement bar, is going to be a source of resistance all the way up there, that round number, that 21,800 on the NASDAQ. And of course, we got the regular resistance, which I'd already shared with you earlier in the week. So we got two layers of resistance kind of buried in there now at this point. And so we've got a lot to work on here to get above this, to kind of take off to the races. So again, I'll be looking, and at the same time, we got an IRB on the downside here from Friday's trading. That's a key support. So you got support down below and the resistance up above. So the exciting part is this is going to be for some great trading. Hopefully this daily support will come up underneath here, meet it pretty quickly, and then you start to break down and make some wonderful short side opportunities. Or we're going to break above this resistance band that I was telling you about, and that'll make some wonderful long opportunities. So it's coming. In the meantime, it's going to be kind of a day trader's market, using some of the same strategy I used to win those trading competitions. And again, we'll be showing those in some updated classes. But that's kind of the key things to watch. And I wanted you to understand that both from the actual, like the NASDAQ futures perspective, but also like the SPY itself, for those of you who are looking at this from a swing trading perspective as well. Okay, so really great stuff there. But everything I told you the other day came absolutely true, held true, and then the same strategy I used for the competition ended up going to be the same kind of used today. So great stuff. And so be on the lookout for these key support and resistance levels going into next week. Let's make it a great week. I'll let you know what we're going to do, special training events here. Those will be coming. But in the meantime, thanks for being the world's greatest students, and thanks for all your words of encouragement, like I mentioned earlier, and looking forward to a big week ahead next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.